Today's gospel, Jesus gives us a teaching on fasting. Particularly, he uses the image of a wedding. And we all know how happy a wedding can be with the beautiful celebration of Mass and the beginning of the sacrament in the church, and then all the party and celebration that goes on after it. What could be more happy than a wedding? Well, Jesus says that to be with him, to be in the knowledge of God's presence, well, it's like a wedding, and you feast and you're happy. But Jesus also says that there are times when, as he puts it, the bridegroom is taken away. And then there is fasting and sadness. I think to some extent, Jesus is kind of telling us here that it's okay that sometimes are sad and sometimes are happy, that we go through both of these things in life. And as it says in the scriptures, to everything there is a season. Lent is one of those seasons where we kind of focus a little bit on some of the sadder things in our faith. Every time we go into the church, we look at Jesus dying on the cross. I don't know about you, but I get kind of used to that, and it maybe doesn't strike me as much as it should. Lent is a time where all of us as the church kind of focus more on, well, the death of Jesus and the incredible sadness of that. But we do that knowing that Easter comes as a little, well, practice for all of us to say, if we're going through a hard time, well, it's okay. We'll get through it. That's kind of the message. And, you know, Facebook and social media sometimes are, well, they're really bad about showing hard times. When was the last time you saw someone post a picture on social media of their life just absolutely falling apart? Well, we don't see that. Rather, you get that one kind of moment of glory, that shining moment where everything is just perfect and beautiful, and that's what you post. I do that. I like, here's me on top of a mountain backpacking. Here's me at the symphony, or here's me at a museum, or here's the most beautiful sunset. Yeah, those last for a moment, and it makes it look like maybe that's the norm. Okay, those are happy times, like a wedding. But Jesus says, don't be afraid of the other times too. When you're not on the mountain, when you're down in the dumps, when there's death, when there's sickness, when there's loss of relationships and jobs and all kinds of other struggles. Okay, Lent kind of shows us that we don't have to be afraid of those. Sure, post the happy pictures, but if you need a little help too, one of the best things we can do when we're down and gloomy is to talk about it. I think all the happiness on Facebook sometimes makes us feel like, oh, if I'm not feeling well, if things are not going well, that I should just keep quiet about it because I'm unusual or I'm alone. No, talk, reach out, realize you're not alone. And this Lent, the whole church says we are not alone. We are going to journey towards Easter together, and we're not going to be afraid to look at the hard stuff. The death of Jesus is the hardest thing that ever happened. And summed up in that are all the hardnesses and difficulties of our entire life. So let's practice with the wedding over. What do we do after that when things are hard? I hope that you find someone today that you can share the hard times with and be grateful for those true friends that are willing to listen. I'm sorry if you're going through hard times today, but let's go through it together because we know Easter comes in the end. God bless you.